I know. A day and a half late. Sorry, I got a life. I got a job. And disposable income. Shame, shame. Alright, let's speed this up for copyright. But tank destroyers. It's like a super Badger, except slim. A super S tank. A weird Grille 15 without the weird gun shield thing. Into a man turret, somewhat. And a large 𝗧𝗶𝗶𝗿. That's not exactly 𝗧𝗶𝗶𝗿, right? Like the tier 8, but chunkier. Alright, let's take a look.
Tier 11 isn't just about new tanks. It's 16 unique vehicles that add a whole new layer of gameplay. It features heavy steel, mobile medium tanks, and, of course, next-level firepower. Today, we'll show you 3 tank destroyers and 1 light tank that spots targets for them. The FV217 is a vehicle with a bad attitude that breaks tanks like toys.
It's not a C, but based off of the can opener, in a sense, of a body, and a bunch of light tanks and a Panther, unfortunately. Or VK3002M, whatever, fine.
Its gun quickly strips heavy tanks to their last rivets. The gun depression angles help it always.
I know about the actual stats of the preload on tanks.gg with all the stuff, but we'll take a look at this later on, right? With the full breakdown and rank all the tier 11s. We'll do this later, but for now, top speed is slow, not that fast. It's very quick to aim. 0.3 accuracy is okay. It's not 0.29, but 8.1 seconds of reloading compared to like 7 or 6 or so on the Badger, so it's surprisingly slower to reload. Oh, I thought it was 7. Oh, never mind. It's probably the Rammer then. Also the same alpha, 480. What? 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 It's the same gun. Just better aim time? No? It's the same aim time and basically the same accuracy. But what? The 123, right?
Stay on high ground, while the traverse angles make fighting from there a breeze. Its armor, meanwhile, will crack even the strongest teeth. Even under a hail of shells, the breaker keeps moving forward, and it has the direct drive mechanic to help it. The vehicle's engine automatically increases its power and top speed as you move forward. The longer you drive, the more horsepower you get. This mechanic lets you deliver your damage per minute exactly where it's needed most, right on time.
I mean, it's good for you to get into position quickly, but the power of the Tortoise and the Badger is that they can shoot and move, right? You don't have to sit still. But the Tortoise is actually getting a nerf with the 𝗧𝗶𝗲𝗿, funny enough, in 2.0. The power of these vehicles, like with the AT-15, is you shoot and you move, you shoot and you move, and you wiggle about. So I think the turbocharger thing is constantly being charged, or at least kept still, while you're still moving and stuff. But this is getting a nerf, by the way, in the next patch. Yeah, bottom play on this thing sucks. But then again, yeah, it's supposed, yeah. So I don't know how I feel about this. It's like the Badger unless the bottom play is good, right? But yeah, I'll show you the actual nerf to the Tortoise. Just you're aware of the nerf. They didn't mention it on the actual buff page, but on the preload for 2.0, you see this? It's entirely 175. Now for the actual current live server, it's 275 on the sides, or 278. It's only 175 in the middle, so yeah, they nerfed it a lot. So I mean, this wasn't the original case, right? This was buffed compared to like ancient tortoise. Or so. Never mind. I'm stupid. Nah, I thought this one... Okay, yeah, ancient tortoise. There it is. Ancient tortoise armor. So, yeah, okay, fine.
Thanks to this, the breaker can show up in places where it's least expected. In positional combat, it fights with maneuverability typical of heavy TDs, because the bonuses reset when you stop. This lets the vehicle stay true to its role, but cover long distances more quickly. The unique...
Wait, by the way, the vehicle is basically a chassis running about, so you cannot really face hug, unless the roof armor is very thick, right? If the vehicle is taller, like an E100, you can easily overmatch your roof, right? So you cannot really face hug with this vehicle because you're just basically a chassis with a gun. But, yeah, okay.
Unique upgrade system available for every Tier 11 vehicle will let you push the breaker's characteristics to their limits. And once you've fully upgraded it, you can unlock new customization elements to complement its brutal look. This applies to every vehicle in the new tier. Even the breaker needs some sniper support sometimes. Someone to deliver the decisive blow. Enter the Hirschkäfer. This is a tank destroyer on the Leopard 1's chassis, so mobility is...
Why this alpha? 550? I mean, we're going back to the 128 practically, then the 150mm on the Grille 15, in a sense, to the Panzer IV Waffen trigger, but 13.1 seconds of reload for 550 alpha? That sucks. That blows. Panzer IV Waffen trigger reloads at 9 seconds with 560 alpha. The ability better be worth it. Jesus Christ, this sucks. Don't mind me, by the way. Just don't mind me. I'll show you. Actually, I'll show you the preload of Waffen Trigger Panzer IV. Not the big gun. They removed the other big gun, huh? 560 alpha. I thought it was about 9 seconds with a good crew and rammer, but this thing reloads twice or 2 seconds as longer, and slightly less alpha too. I mean, more pen, obviously, but Jesus Christ. Better gun depression, fine. View range is crap. It's only 10 more meters. Oh, God. This needs to be like 650 alpha gun, at least. Oh.
Never an issue. It strikes from nowhere, then vanishes, only to reappear and strike again, and knock the enemy down. Its propellant thermal control system gradually boosts final accuracy and damage per shot when the vehicle is stationary or moving at less than 20 kilometers per hour.
Similar to the Leopard 120 in a sense, but this thing boosts alpha damage rather than just accuracy. That makes sense.
A good sniper always waits for the best opportunity. When moving faster than 20 kilometers per hour, the charge bar reduces. After firing, it resets and starts building up again. This way, you can choose between frequent shots or fewer, deadlier ones. At full charge...
I mean, if the gun reloads at 10 seconds, 11 seconds, similar to the Waffen Trigger Panzer IV, but with the bonus of getting more alpha if you wait and actually camp, that's fine. But no, it's actually longer reload than the... Hell, I'll just compare the actual vehicle. What the fudge? Hirschkäfer compared to a Tier 9. Let's do this. There's a Panzer... there it is. Jesus Christ. I mean, fine. Oh no, it's that the big gun. Oh God. Granted, you are faster, right? Fine, but oh no, I just spoiled the actual next video practically. Oh, what is this piece of shit? I spoiled the next video practically. This vehicle sucks. I can say it now. It's also limited traverse too. Like with the Grille 15, this vehicle sucks. Practically, possibly the 4 for soft. This vehicle soft. This vehicle sucks. I spoiled the video next. Ah, shit.
You gain a significant boost to damage and accuracy, plus an additional bonus. A guaranteed enemy ammo rack explosion if they have fewer HP than your average damage per shot.
What's the point? You're already killing them with the final shot, right? If your average damage is more than their HP. I mean, unless the turret hits another enemy or your teammate, that would be funny. That would actually be kind of toxic. If you try to kill your teammate's enemy and having the enemy's turret land on your teammate and you get a team kill out of all this time without team damage on, that would be kind of funny. This vehicle sucks, by the way. I just spoiled the entire video. The vehicle sucks. Look at this piece of crap. Look at this piece of... Oh my god. Okay. Okay. God.
Total destruction guaranteed. The Hirschkäfer can be very fast when it needs to be, but it's not in a hurry. The enemy is only faster on their way back to the garage.
That's a lie, by the way. This is a lie. This is a lie. With 0.44 disper or 0.33 turret traverse dispersion, that's a lie. No. The circle is like this size, about like, or at least like half the freaking screen. This is a lie. Unless you're getting accuracy from the low ability thing, but oh, Jesus Christ. The base vehicle, exactly Grille 15, but tier 11. God, it sucks.
Their way back to the garage. The Hirschkäfer will need a fast-firing ally, the fastest firing of all. The Strv-117 is a true nightmare for the enemy.
This stealthy sniper doesn't rely on a single decisive strike. It occupies a position and...
With its penetration, damage per minute,
Oh, only tier 11 with the same average alpha damage as a tier 10, funny enough, but obviously a little bit more pin by like 20 millimeters or something. 2000 health. Alright. 6 seconds of reload feels about the same. Shell velocity is also quick. View range sucks. Possibly better horsepower per turn ratio, I cannot remember correctly. It should be about 18 on the actual S-Tank, so ability better be worth it, but ugh.
Pneumatic suspension and siege mode, the Strv inherits all the strengths of its branch and adds its own. On top of its travel and siege modes, the vehicle also features a new one, pillbox mode.
What?
It maximizes all the pros and cons of siege mode. The main engine shuts down so that vehicle vibrations don't interfere with the gunner's aim. As a result, the TD can barely move. But its damage per minute, aiming time, and accuracy become even better than in siege mode.
Double siege mode? Ultimate siege mode? A pillbox. That pillbox doesn't sound scary. Maybe a fortress mode or trebuchet mode. Yes, trebuchet mode. Better accuracy, better DPM supposedly. You need zoom mods. I think XVM will be updated like later on with better zoom, so you can actually hit targets later on. But well, okay. Also, better reticle size with the so many mods need to be updated. Possibly.
To activate pillbox mode, hold the X key for a few seconds. Pressing it still activates either siege mode or travel mode. Siege mode remains for shorter distances when you need some mobility. Use it when you need to fire, but don't have time to set up a long-term sniper nest. So don't be put off when the Strv-117 becomes an almost immobile firing point in its unique mode. The enemies in its crosshairs will also become just as immobile very quickly. Last but...
If this vehicle is able to play frontline, oh my god, it's great. Large maps, and if you have like a high elevation point, you're basically unstoppable without getting airstrike all the time. You need to have a recon plane spotting you and then airstrike in your face. But if this vehicle could play frontline with large open field maps, holy crap, that would be scary. But 𝗧𝗶𝗲𝗿 is a little bit bigger too, but the look of it. Alright. Super trebuchet mode. Alright.
Last but not least, our light tank. The eyes and ears of Tier 11, the leKpz Borkenkäfer. It's a very fast, compact spotter with an excellent
Bork, 75 kilometers per hour top speed, not bad. Is that a, well, high explosive round is not bad. It's a plastic head, so 14 degrees gun depression, also pretty good. Accuracy is not bad for a light tank, so you can actually snipe and do some damage. They don't give you the actual camo. We have to see on the main screen. 45 horsepower per or that's pretty good. And 420 meters of view range, blaze it. But as long as this thing carries like 40 rounds or something, right? Possibly.
balance of view range and concealment. It will most likely see you first, but that's only half the trouble. The real trouble begins when it fires. The Borkenkäfer can scout in a completely new way, using its shells. Pressing X equips a shell with a laser target designator. When the shell hits an enemy, it applies one of two effects. If the target is already spotted, the hit increases the time it stays visible and the damage it takes. If the Borkenkäfer...
That's OP, by the way. If you are debuffing enemies to take more damage, that is... I mean, if they stay spotted longer without the damage taken, that would be decent of a skill. But this thing takes... If you take more damage, holy crap, that's way too good. I mean, what if it double applies? I don't think it double applies if there are two light tanks or two tier 11 lights. The Borkenkäfer. But...
Käfer successfully marks a target in the firing line of allies, that target will take more damage. If the target wasn't spotted, hitting it places a marker saying, you hit it, there's an enemy there. The marker...
I mean, the enemy could still move away if you hit somebody. I think you just hit, you don't have to pin. So if you hit a Strv-107, I mean, it still show up, you're hitting something, but he could just easily still drive backwards unless he's in trebuchet mode or something, but nah. I mean, I think spotting and getting pinged with the laser designator is more important than non-spotted ping, right?
doesn't highlight the target's silhouette, only its position is revealed, and not just to you. This mechanic unlocks new opportunities for team play. Show your skills and creativity and win like never before with a next-level scout. That concludes our first introduction to Tier 11. You get to know it for real very soon, in the very near future. See you on a whole new level.
Alright, we're basically spoiled for the next video just because of this piece of crap, but that dispersion and terrain resistance, just basically Grille 15 version number 2. It's slightly better, but geez, a 4 for soft, you're stuck in the mud practically. Jeez, I think that's worse than the Grille. No, it's the same. Oh my god. And there's only one gun, 120mm. It's not a 150. It's not even a 128, by the way. So you cannot overmatch some armor, like 40mm armor. You cannot overmatch the S tank with your APCR round. Jesus, this vehicle blows. It's not even a fully traversable turret too. Oh my god. Alright, we're so the best one, I like the S tank because I'm a camping bitch and a half. The Super Badger feels pretty okay, right? It's a breaker, but I think Centipede is a better name, right? They have the Centipede on the gun barrel thing, but The Hirschkäfer, piece of crap. Build preheat, increase your next shots and accuracy. They didn't say dispersion, right? While moving the gunner belt in the pseudo turret. And lethal ammo rack explosion is basically superfluous. Unless you're shooting into a crowd and the turret bounces off into another enemy or your teammate. That would be funny. Actually get a team kill from not having team damage on. That would be funny. But this vehicle, right? We saw the soft stats. Jesus Christ, it sucks. 50 rounds of 120mm. Christ. I mean, it is a very strong 120. Fine. For a 120mm gun, that's the highest alpha out of a 120. Better than the T54 heavy or the TS6. Fine, but you're not overmatching the S-Tank armor at tier freaking 9. Oh, god damn it. By the way, Strv-0 has 40mm of slope armor at the hull front. You're not overmatching the armor on a freaking tier 11 onto a tier 9 vehicle. Oh boy. It's also 60 with a strip of tracks. I mean, granted, you can shoot the cupola fine, but you cannot overmatch a tier 9 armor on a tier 11. What the fuck? This is stupid. I feel this vehicle is the worst out of all tier 11s right now. I can say about 80%, 90% guarantee that this is the worst tier 11 out of the 16 introduced. No question. You don't. It's like the Grille 15, right? No. You play the S-Tank. Play the Strv-117 for sniping. Or play the Badger, the super breaker Badger thing. Fine. Don't play. Don't. Hirschkäfer just sucks ass. No. God damn it. Pillbox mode. This turns you into a fortified gun platform. So you just basically press X twice? Oh, you hold the X button. Jesus, the turning to pillbox mode takes so long. Like 7 seconds, but it turns like a brick. Well, like a heavy tank, practically. But you get 5.4 seconds of reload compared to 6. That's not that much DPM. I thought it would be like 4 seconds of reload. You're in pillbox mode. And you get a little bit more alpha. Or supposedly. Reloads at half a second faster. And 0.1314 seconds faster to aim. That's nothing, right? Unless this gun reloads at 4 seconds. In super trebuchet pillbox mode, then no. Just stay with siege mode. Right? You would rather have better mobility to get away from like artillery strikes. Or spotting Borkenkäfer thingy-majig. Right? So... yeah, okay, better... yeah, you're shooting at whatever this thing is, fine. But... no, I think it's superfluous, right? I think it's... unless you're shooting at a very small weak spot that is practically non-existent. Superfluous trebuchet mode. Superfluous. Yeah, you have 8 seconds. Jesus Christ. That is long. To switch into a pillbox mode. That is long. We're spoiled already. Oh, there's only siege mode. They don't have the pillbox mode on the super S-Tank. They don't have the pillbox mode, but they don't have the gun switching time too. And you have to upgrade the view range. So compare this to a tier 11 S-Tank. You have the same view range as a tier 9 without upgrades. I mean, better camo by 2.2%, but you are 2 tiers higher with 600 more DPM baseline by. Yeah, siege mode does not give you better DPM. Only the trebuchet mode. I'm gonna say trebuchet mode. It's more fun. Stupid. Yeah, only the Enhanced firepower. Not saying damage, just enhanced firepower. Like what? Better rate of fire? But that's not much, right? You already saw. It's 5.4 compared to 6 in siege mode. And the switching of this freaking pillbox mode takes eternity. 5.4 for trebuchet mode. God, it sucks. I mean, it's whatever. And the breaker with the turbocharger. So it just charges the thing, but yeah, there's no actual X key or alternate key. No skill button. So just press W and you'll go forwards faster, practically. Yeah, higher acceleration. Okay. That's fine, right? That's in line with playing the Tortoise with the Badger. Just feel like you go up Himmelsdorf faster. Fine. But yeah, we won't spoil the actual armor profile for now, but yeah, let me just compare the breaker to the actual Badger at a tier lower. Top speed is not good. 50, well, unupgraded. I don't think this is the upgraded version. Yeah, unupgraded. You get 50 more health. 50 more health. But base camo is only not bad, surprisingly. But yeah, you get upgraded later on, but alpha damage does not get upgraded. Yeah, alpha damage stays the same at 480. Slightly better traverse dispersion, but that's still kind of eh. So you're still close range, but you have the ability. You took a hit to the actual top speed. 30 compared to 20 is a godsend, right? That is huge. That is real huge. And 16 compared to 10.7 horsepower per ton ratio. The trade-off for your ability is massive in drop of actual horsepower per ton and top speed. Unless you can upgrade it to better, but I doubt it. I doubt it's super bad. 11.4 compared to 16. Unless your bottom play is good, spoiler, it's only 230. It's not that great. Right? It's not that great. Can I overmatch your roof? Alright, 50.8. Not easily overmatched for the roof. Unless you have a very large caliber, like a 170 on a 𝗧𝗶𝗲𝗿 E100 or something, right? Or 152 cannot overmatch. Slightly. 155 could overmatch on a E3 and E4. So there are some guns that could overmatch. Most of the guns cannot. Large caliber guns, but yeah, the bottom plate. The bottom plate. I mean, unless the bottom plate is like what, 270 or something, right? But you're trading. I mean, yeah, fine. You have frontal armor, but this armor is not spaced. 𝗧𝗶𝗲𝗿 E100, 170mm high explosive, and the tank has 420mm of pin. Blaze it. It will go through your breaker. Best tier 11 tank destroyer, S tank, no question. I mean, there's some question. I mean, it's not the pillbox mode. The trebuchet mode is way too long to switch into, like way too long. I mean, at least this thing has some camo to play as a pseudo Kanana 𝗧𝗶𝗲𝗿 or something, but that's slow. All right, yeah. Laser designator is scary for spotted vehicle. I don't think you'll use it for unspotted unless it's like beginning of the match. And people already know about common camping spots. You don't need to use the laser designator thing, right? I will take pot shots at common camping spots on Borkenkäfer, on Redshire, next to the tree. You'll see the trees falling down too. So the maps are not too diverse. You can actually know all the pretty common camping spots. This is good for spotted vehicles to deal more damage, but sometimes teammates are stupid. You spot them and nobody shoots at the stuff you spot. The pain of playing light tanks. Oh, there you go, folks. Jesus Christ. After taking a look at soft stats on stuff like this, no, Please, God, no. We'll go through all the vehicles, all the tier 11 in ratings, in a sense, but for now, based on what I saw on Discord from the general public, from people playing on Asian server where the patch is already live, from the CC discussion, they're saying the base stats are more important than the actual ability. So they are actually preferring vehicles like the KR1 and the Hacker, nice, XM69, but don't look at the ability. Ability sucks. Ramming damage, superfluous. But it's like an IS-7, except the 𝗧𝗶𝗲 is still pretty strong too. I saw this. So it's like an IS-7, but bottom plate is 280 almost. So this is basically raw stats in favor of the actual ability, right? Ability is ramming damage, woo la la. But side armor is 170. Holy crap! And 200 on the flat end. So they are actually preferring this vehicle as a stat-wise tier 11. Not a ability tier 11, right? You're not playing this vehicle for ability. You're playing this vehicle for the goddamn bottom plate at 270 millimeters. Also with the Hacker, it's like a pattern, except there is no tumor weak spot on the turret, and the cheeks are pretty thick too, right? Upper plate also pretty strong too. It has the same mobility as a pattern too. So you're basically playing tier 11s for the raw stats, not the actual ability. Dispersion buff while moving, yeah, okay. It's already about the same, which is also pretty good, right? It's already about the same. So it's slightly better than the actual pattern. So having the ability is superfluous, but you're just getting a little bit more alpha. And this is not the buff version, I presume. So buff version gets even more alpha. So basically, yeah, you're playing for the actual armor profile and the raw stats, not the ability. And piece of crap like this, no. No thank you. Well, there folks, we'll cover all the vehicles and armor profile and in combination with their actual abilities. But like I said, I'm late to the party because I have a life. So yeah, my weakness is death. Yeah, I can be killed, whereas somebody who has no life cannot be killed, right? Okay. But as always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.